Strange Block Beats.
They throw their shadows, we light the sun. Standing tall till the battle's won. Brick by brick, we build a fire. Every step a little higher. We shine, we shine, we shine so bright. Through the storm, through the fight. Haters fade, but we stay strong. Israel, we shine all night long. All night long. Israel, we shine all night long. All night long. Israel, we shine all night long. They whisper doubt, we roll our dreams. Through the cracks come golden beams. desert blooms where they see dry. Wings of hope, we touch the sky. Let them watch, let them stare. We rise up everywhere. We shine, we shine, we shine so bright. Through the storm, through the fight. Haters fade, but we stay strong. Israel, we shine all night long. All night long. Israel, we shine all night long. All night long. Israel, we shine all night long. Stars above us, hearts ignite. Every soul a piece of light. Through the struggle, through the pain, we break through like summer rain. Like summer rain.
A big salute, family. This your brother K. Judah, giving all praise to the Most High Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To the beloved Israelite family worldwide, I say peace and blessings. Big salute to the CUC family. Big salute to my brother Sham. Big salute to my beloved Elder Barawak, the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. And big salute to my beloved Elder Bro Tim and all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat, the mighty nation of Israel. As you see the title, family, Black Americans versus Africans. The fight for reparations, Africans are now trying to claim it. The fight for reparations, Africans are now trying to claim it. Now, all I ask for y'all to just listen to your brother. We ain't always got to agree, but I'm going to speak my mind on this because I don't like what I see. It made me very angry earlier to hear how Africans are going to the United Nations asking for reparations for slavery when you only should be asking for reparations for colonialism. That's what happened to y'all. Colonialism. There was no prophecies pronounced on you for you to go through what Black Americans went through and all our other brothers and sisters who went through something that's called the transatlantic slave war. There is no covenant that Yah made with you Africans that he pronounced anything on you, that you was going to go through curses, that you was going to lose your tongue, your heritage, your culture. I didn't ask this for at least 5 years. Can anybody show me where a Hamite lost his tongue, his culture, and his heritage? Because every time I turn around, the first thing come out of Africans' mouth is, you don't know where you come from, Black America. I know where I come from. I come from Africa, from Ghana. My father's name is Shabubu. They make mockery of the fact that they say, we don't know where we come from. We don't have no culture. You don't got no identity. What land you come from? But all of a sudden, now you want reparations. And then you putting the slave reparations in front of it. When did you go through slavery as far as being shipped all over the world, Hamite? But now you fighting for something that belonged to another people. Now you trying to get money off the back of the pain and hurt of a people that went through 400 to 500 years of slavery. Now you going to the United Nations making claim that Africans should get reparations for slavery. When did y'all go through transatlantic slave war? I'm still waiting. Because you got colonized on your homeland. We got kicked out our homeland, fled to your homeland, sold from your homeland by you. You and the colonizer is in bed together. That's why Africa look the way it do. Because a lot of your leaders have sold y'all out. So why you won't just fight for that land, but you're trying to take something that belonged to another people that been taken to another land and put in slavery in that land? Y'all don't deserve what Black Americans should get. And this is why I know a lot of people don't like FBA, but I stand with FBA. You know why I stand with them? Because they all about Black people. I'm talking about our people. But when you look at the 12 tribe sign, they for everybody. Who you think I'm going to roll with? The Israelites who teaching lies that Hispanics, Native Americans, and Mexicans gonna take my heritage, my culture that belongs to us, and they gonna give it to them, but then they gonna be against FBA who only want to fight for our people. Man, I'm rocking with the FBA. Because whether you believe it or not, it's all spiritual, and Yah is using them, he using us, but guess what? He using them camps too. But they telling lies though. Because they don't want us to enjoy our culture. They want everybody to enjoy it. They giving it to the Mexicans. They giving it to the Native Americans. They giving it to the Hispanics. But FBA all about our people. They want our people to get it. But everybody else don't want us to get it. Because the camps are against Africans getting it, but they give it to the Mexicans. They're against Africans getting it, but they give it to the Hispanics. They're against the Africans getting it, but they give it to the Native Americans. I don't want no Africans to get it, no Mexicans to get it, no Native Americans to get it, no Hispanics to get it. I want our people to get it. Because Mexicans ain't been through what we've been through. Ham ain't been through what we've been through. Native Americans ain't been through what we've been through. Do y'all not see what these people are doing? They created an African Union. You have no representation in that African Union. Nobody look like you in that African Union. Just by pigmentation, but not by spirit. Where's your representation at, black man, black woman? Who fighting for you? Nobody. But guess what they doing? They said in the African Union, they want reparations for slavery, apartheid, colonialism, and they gonna distribute the money the way it need to go to. You done lost your rabbit mind. You mustn't just hear what I said. The African Union, African leaders say they gonna distribute the money where it need to go to. Do y'all not see why we delineate now? Because as long as they can say African American, they put us under the banner of an African. And as long as they can continue to call you an African, they gonna say Africans went through slavery. Now it's Hebrews went through slavery. Now there was Africans on the slave ship. Now, partner, there was Hebrews on the slave ship. It never said Africans for sale. It said Negroes for sale. Why, K. Judah? Because they called it Negro land. When have you ever heard an African called a Negro? Africans are in bed with the colonizer. So they want to keep crying wolf about the colonization of their land, but their own leaders then sold them out to the colonizer. You mean to tell me all them African countries, and y'all got the audacity to fix your lips that black Americans don't know how to stand together in 54 countries, 3,000 different languages, and none of y'all gonna come together to fight the colonization that's going on? But you got the audacity to fix your lips and put them on us? Who you fighting over there? Because the last time I checked through my research, you got 7 major wars going on and y'all fighting each other right now. But you got the audacity to talk about black Americans all the way on the continent, across the pond. You fighting each other right now, partner, in Nigeria. You're fighting over the Sahel. You fight Burkina Faso. He fighting them Islam. You got wars in Nigeria and Ethiopia. They fighting each other, y'all. 7 major wars going on. Do y'all not see? We are not the same, family. I don't care what your Hebrew Israelite teachers say. I ain't no Hamite. I ain't no African. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. That's what God called me. Never called me an African. Y'all refuse to make the separation. That's why these people continue to do what they do to you, off of your back, off of your pain, off of your hurt. They gonna get reparations. And guess what they gonna do? Distribute those reparations to African countries. You ain't gonna never see that money. That's why you gotta delineate. That's why you gotta not call yourself an African American no more. See, I know I'm a Hebrew Israelite, but I still stand with my FBA brothers and sisters. You know why? Because they're my brothers and sisters. No different than me standing with the Christian brothers and sisters. They don't call themselves Hebrew Israelite. Nobody don't say nothing. But everybody against the FBA brothers and sisters. And they do got a great point. When you fight for everybody and you get no respect, the next time you turn around, you stop fighting for them until they learn how to give you some respect. We do that in everyday life. Who you gonna let disrespect you and you keep fighting for them? Nobody. So why we gotta keep fighting for everybody and they don't gotta show us no respect? You get to come here off the back of what my ancestors fought for? That's why I tell people I would never shame my ancestors. And please stop saying we are not our ancestors. Of course, you're not your ancestors. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be standing here today. If it wasn't for them fighting and dying and shedding blood for you, we would not be here today. If it wasn't for Yah giving them the courage and the power and the might to fight for what they fought for, you wouldn't be here today. So stop saying you're not your ancestors, because you ain't go through what your ancestors went through. We got a different type of circumstances we go through, which is more spiritual of the mind, not of the body. Even though they still hurt the body, but it's more of the mind. My ancestors went through mind, body, and soul, talking pain. Pain. Undeniable pain. Don't you know how many times they cried, screaming for Yah? Help us, Yah. And Yah did help them. Yah sure helped them. He fought for them. He held their hand. Even though Yah be angry with us, you better believe his arm is stretched out still, because he love us, man. That's why I'm telling y'all, we got a different spirit than Africans. They are not us. Our spirits are different. Our genetic makeup is different. Our bone structures, we are not them. Stop calling yourself an African, man. You are not an African. Now, if you want to be an African, go be an African. Because I'm not an African. How many times I got to keep telling y'all that woo, boy, I'm fired up, boy. How many times I got to keep telling y'all? Geography do not determine your nationality. We fled to Africa from 70 AD from Jerusalem. We fled to Africa. Let me say that again for the people in the back. We fled to another man's land. We stayed there for a certain substantial amount of time. They called it Negro land. They built up great civilizations there. So we got history on the continent. Don't get me wrong. But we was not Africans. We stayed away from Africans. We was doing our own thing. And the Africans came bothering us. How we know that? Joel chapter 2. He tell you, Tyre and Sidon, you have sold my people to the Grecians. Who are the Grecians? The Greeks. Who is that? Children of Javan? Children of Japhet? Africans ain't your friend. They sold you, Israel. But guess what they want to do now? Get your reparations. Guess what they want to do now? Everything you done fought for, what your ancestors done fought for. Ham is using a buffer to slide in and take it. And guess what they going to do? Distribute that money to African countries. Won't y'all do what Mandela did, African nations? You remember when Mandela came over here? He said, I'm over here for my people, for Africa. He wasn't here for Black Americans. But all of a sudden, first you tell us nobody want to be around Black Americans. Black Americans delineate. Now y'all saying, why y'all delineate from everybody else? We all brothers and sisters. But you weren't saying that back in the day. You said nobody want to be around Black Americans. Everybody should get away from y'all. Now we getting away from y'all. Now y'all crying wolf. Make it make sense to KJ. Let me show y'all these videos. That's why I don't use that word African or Africa, because that wasn't the name of the land. I like to say the land of Ham. That makes the separation of who is Ham, who is Shem, who is Japhet. When you say Africa, that's why they keep on saying Africans went through the slave trade. My brothers and sisters are living on the continent of Africa or the land of Ham. But them are Hebrews, though. They are not the ones on social media or in the African Union fighting for no reparation, y'all. These are Hamites by blood trying to steal what Black Americans went through or what the Hebrew Israelites went through or what our ancestors went through. They should not get that, family. What they should do is fight for what go on in Africa and stop worrying about what go on in America with Black Americans. Because my fight is not Ham's fight. And Ham's fight is not my fight. Because Ham went through something that happened on Ham's land. What we went through did not happen to us in Jerusalem or Israel, the land that he gave us. We got kicked out the land and brought to another man's land and was enslaved in that land. So how Ham should get reparations for something that happened to him in his own land, and he trying to go all the way across the pond and get money off the back of a people that went through slavery in that land. Do that make sense to y'all? When did Ham go through 400 years of slavery? Anybody? Talk to me. He never did, family. He went through colonization, taking the resources. I got some things I'm going to read too, but let me show y'all this video right quick. That's why I be telling people, I don't use the white man terms. You might be hearing me say Africa because that's what people understand. But it's the land of Ham. The land of Ham. That's where we fled to, y'all. The land of Ham. What the white man called Africa. And the white man gave the name South Africa too. That Nigeria is named after a white woman. South Africa by the British. All these names come from the white man. And they know this, family. But they want to keep lumping us up in the same bunch. I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep saying it. Whoever disagree with me, you just got to disagree. Africans, Hamites, should not get reparations for what happened to the black Americans over here. They don't got nothing to do with that. So why are you creating a united African Union fighting for slave reparations when you should just be fighting for colonization reparation, not slavery, partner? Because you're using the transatlantic slave trade as your buffer to get reparations for the slavery that the black Americans went through and the Israelites, the other brothers and sisters that scattered to the other places. What is you doing? But everybody want to call themselves a Hamite. You got Israelites even call us African Hebrew Israelites. I said, where you get that from? We African. What? Boy, I ain't no African. That's a white man name. That's a white man term. I ain't no African. The Most High never called us, not one time, an African Hebrew Israelite nowhere in the scriptures. Not one time. He called us a Israelite or Hebrews or the sons and daughters of Jacob or the 12 tribes of Israel. He never called us no African Hebrew Israelite. And now y'all understand why they, off the back of us, off the back of our ancestors, or they created an African Union. And what are they doing? Fighting for reparations. And what did they say? They gonna distribute the money to where they see it need to go best. You think you gonna see that money, man? You think they gonna give you any of that money? No, they're not gonna give you nothing. But they show using your name, boy, and your pain and your suffering to get it, though. Even going to the United Nations, man, speaking before them about slave reparation. Let me let y'all hear something. We can't have nothing for ourselves, boy. Nobody want black Americans to have nothing. They just don't. Nobody wants us to have nothing. 1 minute they say, we don't got nothing. Our ancestors didn't fight for a lot. They didn't accomplish a lot. They stood 10 toes down. They told them to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And our ancestors did it, family. Actually pulled themselves up by the bootstrap. They actually did it. Then they mocked us. You ain't nothing but a slave. You came in chains. I came in a boat. Or you came in chains. I came on an airplane. That's what they say, right? But all of a sudden, y'all, they want reparations now. Have you ever asked yourself, if we came in chains and he came on an airplane, why did they create an African Union fighting for slave reparation? I'm asking. I keep telling y'all, family, you deserve respect. And until you put your foot down and demand respect, like you doing now, delineate and demand respect, not everybody mad at you. You don't see all these videos of people mad at you for delineate, doing what is rightfully yours to do, which is separate yourself from other people until they learn how to respect you. They mad at you for delineate. But at first, You was fighting for everybody. You was fighting, man, whatever happened in another country, a black country, you'll be the first one to say something and say that was wrong. You'll be marching on behalf of other people. You'll be standing 10-toes down with other countries. And they still didn't respect you. They still talk bad about you. They still disrespect you to this day. And you said no more. That's it. We're not fighting for nobody else but our people here. And everybody got mad, y'all. They said you wrong, that you won't go on the street and shed your blood for other people when they getting all the resources off your back and the back of your ancestors. Do they ever share any of those resources with you? They do not, but they want you to fight for them though. And they want you to die and shed blood. But I have not seen anybody who reaped the benefits of America. They don't share nothing with you. They don't even say, hey, them black Americans was fighting for us. We got to give them something. We got to do something for them. Nobody say that. They just want your blood to be spilled. They just want bodies on the street for them. And after they get what they came to get, they're going to leave you. They're going to leave you like they have always done. We have no allies, fam. Nobody is your friend. Nobody speak up for you. You got African leaders who got seat in the United Nations. When have they ever spoke on your behalf? Never. They tell you we here for Africa. We here for our people. We here to speak on behalf of Nigeria or Ghana or Tanzania or South Africa or Zimbabwe. We here for our people. Nobody speak for you. But all of a sudden, you have decided and took a bold stance that no more will we fight for nobody but our people here. I just listened to my brother Black Alpha, and he talking about the Hebrew Israelites. And what he said was correct. The Hebrew Israelites, you know, the ones who believe in the 12 tribe chart, they add everybody into our culture and our heritage. And the things that belong to us, they giving it to everybody. So they didn't lay claim to an identity that they don't belong to. Hispanics are European. They just speak Spanish. But the camps don't like Europeans, but they have Europeans in the camps. Is that an oxymoron? That you don't like Europeans, but you have Europeans' children in the camp, they just speak Spanish. You say that white people can't be saved, but you have European, Caucasian, Hispanic-speaking people in your camp that you're going to save. Make it make sense. Make that make sense. You told me that white people can't be saved, but it's white people in your camp. Do that make sense? But you say Africans can't be saved. White people can't be saved. But you got white people standing next to you when you're reading the Bible. And they are disrespecting black Americans because they're in your camp. And they bold with it too. But they're European. Mexicans. You got them in the camp. You say they are Issachar, or what we like to call Wissachar. Wishachar. Because they ain't no Issachar. Then you got Native Americans in there, look like Asian babies. You got them in the camp. This is why nobody rock with you camps no more, man. Everybody, man, I see so many Israelites in Black Alpha Live just now. Oh, y'all mustn't just hear me. I see so many Israelites in Black Alpha Live. You know why they in Black Alpha Live? Because they only worried about black people. But the camps is worried about Mexicans, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are not of our stock. They do not come from our lineage. Our father is not their father. Jacob is not their father. Joseph is not their father. You got Ephraim and Manasseh on the 12 tribe chart as two separate tribes, and they represent their daddy Joseph, which is one tribe. His name is Joseph. Then you didn't say they the Puerto Ricans. Who told you that? We got to stand with our people, family. We can't fight for everybody while we're trying to fight for ourselves. Because in the end, they're going to leave you out to dry, and you're going to just be standing there wondering what happened. But now we didn't got the message. This is a spiritual awakening of the minds of our people who said no more. KJ, why is this happening though? You know why this happening, family? Because in the Bible, God said, I'm going to save the tents of Judah first. Now, do all of us come from Judah? No, but I believe a lot of us do come from Judah. He said, I'm going to save the tents of Judah first, that the other tribes don't magnify themselves against Judah. What is happening right now? Everybody magnifying themselves against Black America. Even our own brothers and sisters in other countries, disrespecting us, all on social media, being highly disrespectful, because a lot of y'all do come from Judah. That's why, when did this awakening really kick off in America? With who? Judah. And Judah waking up who? The rest of his brothers and sisters. Why everybody mad at Black Americans? I know why. Because people tired of hearing how great you are. People tired of hearing all the great things you did in America. Every time you turn on your TV, Black Americans, Black Americans, Black Americans. Oh, they the great people. Oh, man, they culture. Oh, everybody mimic Black Americans. Africa, let me ask you a question, Ham. If your culture is so magnificent, why is not the standard of the world? If you are so much better than Black Americans, nobody talk about you, Ham. Nobody. Everybody talk about Black. I ain't never seen an African Mike Tyson. Where your African Michael Jordan? Where your African Whitney Houston? Where your African Beyonce? Where your African Tupac? Where your African Malcolm X? What about Martin Luther King? What about Huey P. Newton, Fred Hampton? Where's all your great leaders? I don't see them. I just see Foundation of Black Americans / Israelite leaders. And then y'all told me that a lot of those leaders was immigrants. And guess what? I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. That's not my fight. My fight is for why y'all gotta be so disrespectful if you say we brothers and sisters, and then y'all lie and say, well, we disrespecting y'all. No, we not. We responding to the disrespect, but we are not kicking the disrespect. Say that again, KJ. We're responding to the disrespect, but we're not the ones kicking the disrespect. No, we not. Don't lie on us like that. We done stuck out our hand to every last one of y'all, and my ancestors, off their back, is the reason why you get to come over here and make a living for yourself. But you don't thank my ancestors or Black Americans for even the fight that they doing today. You disrespect them. So I want to know why. What is going on with y'all that you got to be disrespectful to your own brothers and sisters that you made a claim to, that we brothers and sisters? It don't reflect what you're saying. I can't see that. I just see disrespect. One minute we dirty Black Americans. The next minute we ain't got no culture. The next minute we CIA. The next minute what y'all grateful? Huh? Are you for real? What we grateful? Man, it's documented in the records of the history of the Library of Congress. It's documented in my books that I got right here on the bookshelf called The Black Inventions of America. I'm not saying that other people don't do great things, but why are you trying to diminish my ancestors? Which you say is your ancestors, but it's not reflecting what's coming out of your mouth. Because if we really your brothers and sisters, it's going to reflect that we your brothers and sisters, because you're going to be fighting with us and not against us. And most of y'all are against us. Now, Ham, I understand why you against us, because we just got different genetic makeup, different spirits. Our fight is different. Our swag is different. Our hair is different. Our bone structure is different. We dress different. We don't look like you. You don't look like me. I don't look like you. It just total different, y'all. It's just a total difference when you look at Ham, when you look at us. But when you look at a lot of our other people that scattered in other countries, though, you would think that they would be on our side. But a lot of them not, because they got a problem with Black Americans too. And I don't understand why. Now, I can understand why other nationalities of people who don't come from our stock, I see why they can be against us. I see why they should be disrespectful, because that's just who they are. They have always disrespected us. When have Ham not disrespected Black Americans? Somebody tell me. But then they lie and get on TV and say, no, Black Americans be disrespecting us. Just lying. We don't worry about what's going on in your country, man. I worry about what's going on with my brothers and sisters in your country, which are the Israelites scattered in your countries, because geography do not determine nationality. So I understand my people are there. And you didn't harm them. The Biafra War in Nigeria, I keep bringing that up. You killed over 1 million Igbos. They didn't have no weapons to fight you back. You had a military because that's your homeland. That's the land in which you come from. That's why you had a military. They didn't have a military. They didn't have no weapons to fight you back. And you killed 1 million of them. But I thought we was brothers, y'all. Ham is not your brother, man. I don't care what your Israelite leaders say. Ham is not your brother, man. Ham is your enemy. You better go read Joel chapter 3, Tyre and Sidon, and all these other African nations who then sold you to the Grecians, which are the Greeks. They sold you, family. It wasn't helping you. They sold you to the colonizers. Now they being colonized. Now they crying wolf. Talking about slave reparation. And let me show y'all this video. Woo. Check this out, man. If we was to get reparations, I'm talking about here, for what our people went through here, that shouldn't go to nobody but the people that's fighting for it here. And the rest of our brothers, because see, I'm looking at it from an Israelite perspective. So the rest of our brothers and sisters that are scattered in other places, they should get it too. Now, FBA might look at that different. That's why I differ with them on is that I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. So I got to look at it for my other brothers and sisters who also went through the transatlantic slave trade. My brothers in the UK, in the Caribbeans, in Haiti. And I don't believe all Haitians are Israelites because I just heard some documentation and I believe it too. All I got to do is do a little research and it's right there for you. A lot of those people that went to Haiti come from Africa. And they look just like Africans too. We know our people. They don't look like Ham. Ham got different bone structure and everything. I'm telling y'all that everybody in Haiti is not an Israelite. Some of them are Hamites. But our people are there though. In Cuba, in Puerto Rico, in Guatemala, in Panama, in Mexico, North, South, Central America. All the, you know what I'm saying? Our people are scattered, family. So yes, they should get the reparations too, because they also went through that transatlantic slave war. But Ham should not get it, family. It should not go to Ham. None of Ham descendants should get reparations. I'm talking about for the slavery. But Ham should fight for reparations for the colonization. I'm not against Ham fighting for that. But he should not get it for the transatlantic slave war. His people did not go through that, family. So why should he get money for something he didn't go through? If he want the money, go to the colonizers that you in bed with, who is pillaging your land because you didn't sold your people out. 54 countries, 3,000 different languages, and none of y'all gonna fight and stand with each other. Oh, y'all too busy fighting each other over there. 7 major wars going on. That's why y'all can't come together. You're fighting each other. But that's what y'all say about us, though. All we do is fight each other and can't come together. Somebody need to turn on the TV and see what's going on in Ham's land. And y'all gonna find out there are 7 major wars going on in Ethiopia, in Nigeria, in Burkina Faso. They fighting over the Sahel. They fighting each other, y'all. But they won't go fight the white man who didn't colonize the land, though, but they fighting each other, though. See, our people got a difference of perspective when it comes to why we was fighting each other. Because it's called curses. And your eye being evil towards your brother was a curse. And they stacked us up like roaches on top of each other with no opportunity. So they only sprinkled the opportunity to a few of our people. And when you see them with the opportunity, you believe in your mind that this American dream is real and it can really happen for me. But they only sprinkle the wealth to a few chosen token Negroes that they choose, which we call the Boule Negroes, who we call coons. But that don't mean you gonna make it because they sprinkle a little wealth towards him. That's for the program the mind. Understand that, family. I got a book right now. I'm almost done with this book. It's called The Revolution Would Not Be Funded. It's about non-profit. They breaking down how it's all a scam. It's all a scam. Everything that our people fought for with their non-profit programs, they was never funded by the government. They was funded by the people. Why they couldn't get no government funding? Because it's a scam. But look at Bill Gates Foundation, though. Where you think he get all that money from? You think Bill Gates using his own money, y'all? No, he not. They get that from the public. through non-profit. And he taking that money and going over there to Africa, injecting them with all type of poison. Non-profit is a scam, y'all. Get the book called The Revolution Would Not Be Funded, and you're going to see for yourself that it's all a scam. All this a scam, man. There was everything that we see was to stop us from progress. And I want to say this, Ham. The white man is not focused on you the way he focused on us. Because the white man knows something you don't know, Ham. We can never allow Black Americans to unify. They know y'all ain't gonna unify. They right there in your backyard and you still won't unify. Our people done went through 400 years of slavery and we still doing better than you when it comes to unification. And you ain't even go through 400 years of slavery and you still can't unify with 54 countries, 3,000 different languages, and you still won't unify because y'all too busy fighting each other on your homeland called Ham. Let me show y'all this video, man. Look what my brother Michael said. I work in non-profit. Non-profit is a scam. Look, when y'all brother K. Judah say something out my mouth, I might not always say the right thing right then and there because I'm still a human. Nobody's perfect. But you better believe if it's coming out of my mouth, I didn't read it, family. I got the book called The Revolution Would Not Be Funded. And y'all need to get that book, man. It's going to expose. Dog, I was baffled when in the book, it talked about how they sabotaged the nonprofit programs of Black Americans. They would never fund their programs for them for progress, for them to further their education and do what they need to do for their people. But they gave all the money to the non-white profit programs. And it's all a scam, family, because they take that just like Goodwill. You go get the money to Goodwill, right? It's under the banner of a non-profit. Man, getting rich off of that, man. He's not giving them clothes away. The Salvation Army and Goodwill and them, they get rich. It's a scam. I thought it's called Goodwill. You're doing a Goodwill. No, family, it's a scam to get rich. This man sell this stuff, man. They sell those clothes, family, giving them clothes away. Here we go, y'all. Check this out.
Shifting our focus now to Africa, where countries are uniting to demand reparations from their former colonizers. Yes, you heard that right. African leaders are meeting in Ethiopia this weekend to launch a new push for slavery and colonial reparations. As the African Union prepares for its 38th summit, the central topic will reportedly be a joint push for reparations. African leaders reportedly aim to define a unified vision for reparations, which includes financial compensation, a formal acknowledgement of historical wrongs, and comprehensive policy reforms. Well, the African Union's reparations agenda, adopted in 2023, seeks to address the lasting effects of slavery, as well as colonial exploitation of Africa's economic development and inequality. Beyond financial amends, the leaders are also expected to call for land restitution and the return of cultural artifacts that were looted.
Where's your representation at? Where's your representation? Did they call to America and ask for our greatest leaders to come to the African Union and speak on behalf of Black Americans? Nobody called us to the table. But off the back of Black Americans, they seeking not just colonization reparations for them being colonized, but also slave reparations. But I keep asking, when did Ham lose his language, his tongue, his inheritance, and his culture? Because the last time I checked, that's the one thing he used against Black Americans. I know where I come from. When did they ever lose it? These are straight Hamites in this African Union. And nobody of our stock was called to the table to speak on our behalf. Not one person.
During colonial rule. Discussions will also focus on combating economic inequality, racism, and Africa's marginalization in global affairs. But the push faces the risk of being stonewalled by former colonial powers, most of which have ruled out making amends for their historical wrongs. While the issue of reparations has gained momentum worldwide, so has the backlash. Many of Europe's leaders have opposed even talking about it. But the unwillingness to talk about it does not change facts. From the 15th to the 19th century, at least 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped, forcibly transported.
Y'all see what they doing? This is how they continue to keep us in a chokehold with what she just said. She said Africans were sold. So by Africans being sold, and under the banner of African, they believe that they should get the reparations too. Because we were sold from Ham's land, what they call Africa. And by calling us African Americans, they used it as the buffer to do what? Get reparations. But I want you to notice, none of our people was at the table. None of our people is a part of this African Union. Look at what they call it, the African Union. Not the African and Black American Union. I want you to see where we were sold from, y'all. You see it say slave coast from the west, but we know all up north it was called Negro land. It didn't call Hamites Negroes, but it made a distinction between us and Ham. And that distinction should still be made today. We have the same skin color, but not the same spirit. We have the same skin color, but not the same fight. That's the difference.
And mostly to European merchants and sold into slavery then. African Union's Economic, Social and Cultural Council has said that debate on reparations needs to be addressed. The council has said that the legacy of slavery that we see today in the form of racism and economic disparities between Africa and wealthy Western nations, it needs to be addressed. Africa's current debt crisis can also be traced back to African nations being saddled with heavy debts upon independence.
What do they heavy debts got to do with us? Y'all have to understand why they want this money so bad. Because they're going to take that money and go build up Ham's land. Our people would never see those funds. Our people would never get a hand on any of that money. Because they didn't already said that the African Union and the leaders of the African Union is going to take those funds and they're going to distribute those funds to where they see it must go first. And they did not mention anything about it coming to America and giving it to the people who really went through the transatlantic slave war, which is you and your other brothers and sisters scattered all over the world. The delineation is a must. And the delineation is spiritual. You really believe we just woke up one day and all start doing the same thing at the same time? You think we got that power to do that on our own? The Most High put a spirit on Black Americans. And we delineate because this spiritual. You don't see y'all, you don't think y'all see the disrespect that's coming to his people here? When he just told you, I'm going to say the tents of Judah first, that the other tribes don't magnify themselves against Judah. And I know a lot of y'all do come from Judah. It's just that all of us don't come from Judah because some of us come from Benjamin. Some of us come from Levi. But at the end of the day, Judah is the one who have the torch in his hand. And he's the one crying out loud. And the rest of the tribes are hearing Judah. But the rest of our brothers and sisters are not respecting Judah. You hear him, but you give him more disrespect than you listening. Listening is an art. Our people was never against our other brothers and sisters scattered. But this delineation is happening because you don't have no respect. And you have to have respect for your people, man. Respect is the first rule of everything. Where there's no respect, it's going to be chaos and fighting and disrespect. I respect all my brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And when I say diaspora, I'm talking about because we went through the transatlantic slave trade. So all my brothers and sisters, well, wherever they scattered at, and I know where they scattered at, but I'm saying I respect all my brothers and sisters. But our people ain't gonna tolerate no disrespect coming here, because now y'all asking for us to fight for y'all, and we said no. And now since we said no, everybody's mad at us for saying no. And they said that y'all should be out here fighting too. How long we gotta fight? We've been fighting 400 years. My people need a little rest now. My people need to fall back now. My people just need to focus on us now, because we've been focused on everybody else. Let's just focus on us now. When stuff happen to other people, we cry loud. When stuff happen to us, everybody gets silent and say, well, they did it to themselves. What he was doing before the camera came on. He got shot by the cop because he should have obeyed. When stuff happen to us, they say it should happen to you. But when stuff happen to other people, they say, why y'all not fighting for us? Because nobody fight for us. That's why. Let me show y'all another video, because now she talking about the debt in Africa, and I ain't trying to talk about their debt. So here we go. I want to show y'all this. Check this out. I want y'all to hear this. Now, this is the president of Ghana. He at the United Nations. I want y'all to hear what he about to say. Check this out. I disagree wholeheartedly with what he about to say.
A Somali-born prophet, a Somali British poet born in Kenya to Somalian refugee parents, was London's first youth poet laureate. She writes in her poem titled Home. And it says, you have to understand that no one puts their children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. No one bends their palms under trains beneath carriages. No one spends days and nights in the stomach of a truck feeding on newspaper unless the miles traveled mean something more than just a journey. Madam President, we cannot normalize cruelty. We cannot normalize hatred. We cannot normalize xenophobia and racism. If we're going to tell a story, let's not tell its slant. Let's tell all the truth. When we speak of migrants, we speak of Mami Ewusi Mensah Frimpong, a judge on the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. She's the first Black female judge on any of California's 4 federal district courts. She was born here in America to immigrant parents from Ghana. We speak of Peter Bosman, a medical doctor in Ghana who moved to the town of Piran in Slovenia in the 1980s and later became the first Black mayor of Piran, the first Black mayor in Slovenia and in the whole of Eastern Europe. We speak of T. Michael, the iconic Ghanaian Norwegian artist and designer. And of course, we speak of the late Kofi Annan, former United Nations Secretary General. Former United Nations Secretary General and Nobel Peace Prize recipient, who was born in Ghana, but spent his adulthood in various places in America and Europe. These are people who have brought great distinction to the countries that they decided to call home. Just as the migrants and the children of migrants before them did, I dare say, these are not invaders. These are not.
I just want y'all to know something, then I'm going to let it rock out. We are not immigrants, family. I'm talking about in the term of the way he using it. We was bought here, family, and some of our people was already here. We was bought here, family. So the door has been opened for somebody who was born in Nigeria and a family moved to America. That's the difference with us and them. You can come over here willingly. We came by way of slave trade. We came by way of something being pronounced against this people. that y'all had a covenant with. So that's why I keep asking myself, whatever you are fighting for, Ham, don't include us in it. Because like my brother Yohanan just said, we're going to leave with great substance that you are not qualified for. But all I'm saying is to my people, you on the right track, family, as far as the way you moving in society today, because this is spiritual, whether people believe it or not, because some of us call ourselves Israelites, some call ourselves Christians, some call ourselves FBA, but at the end of the day, family, our mind is the same. Let's look out for our people here, because nobody else is going to look out for us, y'all. Because we know in the end, we all we got. Let's keep it real. We all we got, family. I keep telling y'all, we have no allies, man. They didn't show you that time and time again. Nobody is here to speak up for you. Let me ask you a question. Do China do trade with America? Yes, they do, right? Are they trying to merge cultures together? No. Do America do trade with Russia? Yes, they do. Are they trying to merge cultures together? What about the Arabs? What about the Japanese? Nobody is merging themselves and their cultures together, y'all. They all stay separate, but they do trade and commerce together. What? For the betterment of their nation. But they don't really come together and rock like that. They just use each other for what they need each other for. But they all looking out for their country. So why when Black Americans look out for Black Americans, everybody make videos and say we wrong for only looking out for Black Americans? You got to remember, even though our people are scattered everywhere, I cannot fight for my brother and sisters who's in another country. Y'all got to come together and fight for each other in that country, because I'm not there. I'm in America. I'm in America. You still my brother, though. And I pray for all our people, wherever you scattered, that y'all keep the hedge of protection on y'all. That he continue to keep you and your families and strengthen you to be able to endure whatever you may be going through. But at the end of the day, by me being here with my people here, this is who I fight for here. But I pray that the Most High protect all Israel. But at the end of the day, Black Americans got to do what they have to do for Black Americans / Israelites, because nobody else going to do it for us. Did y'all notice that our ancestors, they was never fighting for integration? Our ancestors was never fighting for integration, family. Martin Luther King at that time, even though he corrected his ways, and I salute him for that. Martin Luther King was real big on the integration. A lot of our Black people wasn't rocking with Martin Luther King. They was really rocking with Malcolm X. They loved the Malcolm X method, not the Martin Luther King method, because they knew, what are we going to integrate with these people for when they do us the way they do us? Let's stay separated from them. And guess what they did? When they separated from them, they built up Black Wall Street, Rosewood. I got so many documentation of the stuff that our ancestors then created. Man, it's just magnificent, family. They built up many great towns and cities and states. And guess what happened? They came and burnt it down. So why, when we unify and we separate from everybody, they burn it down, but the Chinese don't integrate with America, but they don't go burn them down. The Arabs they don't go burn them down. They don't burn, nobody else burn each other down for not integrate with the next nation. But we are the only people, when we separate, there's a problem. Now we got to get burnt down. You know why? Because they can't leave us to our own devices. Why, KJ? Because you're going to do great things. And those great things are going to hinder America. Because if you're not integrated with America and you start thinking for self and you start moving as a collective and you start delineate from all, these people are afraid. You have no idea. These people are afraid that you have delineated. These people are afraid that you don't march no more. These people are afraid that you're only for your people. They are scared, family. I tell you no lie. They are afraid. All on social media, they only talking about Black Americans. The delineation, them separating from other people, them only fighting for themselves. This is the unity that they always been afraid of. Now, somebody might say, y'all not unified. Let me tell you something. When that went across the microphone for our people not to go in them streets, all our people heard that call, and we did not go in them streets. When we heard that call, delineation is a must. All our people start delineating and separating themselves from all other people who do not have our best interests. So don't ever tell KJ that our people did not hear that call. Don't ever tell KJ that that delineation call and the call not to go into them streets was not heard across America when our people did not go into them streets. That was spiritual. That was spiritual. Understand this. Yah and Yahshua is my foundation. I'm going to rock with my father and his son first. But I am not against my FBA brothers and sisters, and I am not against my Christian brothers and sisters. I am not against my Muslim brothers. I am not against them because they, at the end of the day, family, we all going home to the same land. And we all going to be called by our tribe name. That's why I don't fight my brothers and sisters with the religion. I mean, with what they call themselves. I'm against the doctrine and the religion in which they practice, not them calling themselves a Christian. I'm not against that. I'm against the doctrine that they hold to, the religion that they hold to. Why? Because it's a white supremacist religion. This form of Christianity today is white supremacy. And that's why your preacher got a white supremacist mind when he teaches the scriptures. He don't teach the scriptures from a mind of a black man who understands the Bible from a true biblical perspective of that being a black book. No, he don't. He understands the dogma of a Caucasian man. That's what he preach, man. And that's why you still asleep. He ain't told you why you in this condition. He ain't told you why we was put here in the transatlantic slave war. He didn't tell you why you went through curses, and he'll never tell you that. That's why the Christian brothers and sisters look at everything when it comes and pertaining to Yahshua and the Most High from religion and not from the Bible truth. They have not been set free yet, but them still my people, though. Y'all see that what I'm saying? Them still my people. I believe that Ham have a right to enjoy his inheritance. I believe that Ham have a right to fight for his land. I believe that Ham and his people got a right to go to the United Nations and ask for reparations. But guess what? For colonization you do, because that was in your backyard. You do not have a right to go to the United Nations and ask for slave reparations, because your people didn't go through that. Now, whatever form of slavery you went through on your land, which is your backyard, your territory, you should get reparations for your backyard. You should not get reparations for the whole transatlantic slave trade of the 12 tribes of Israel, which is not of your stock. You don't come from that, sir. And that's the difference with us and them. But this man at the United Nations speaking on behalf of slave reparations. Come on now.
Criminals. Madam President, the slave trade must be recognized as the greatest crime against humanity. As the African champion on reparations, Ghana intends to introduce a motion in this August body to that effect. More than 12.5 million Africans were forcibly taken against their will and transported to create wealth for the powerful Western nations. We must demand reparations for the enslavement of our people and the colonization of our land that resulted in the theft of our natural resources, as well as the looting of artifacts and other items of cultural heritage that have yet to be returned in total. We recognize the value of our land and the value of our lives, as did our colonizers, as well as the governments that happily paid reparations to former slave owners as compensation for the loss of their property, in quotes, and that property for which they received compensation was paid referred to enslaved people who had been freed. Madam President, an increasingly insecure world is witnessing upward spending on defense budgets of bilateral partners and steep cuts in official development assistance. Since July 2024, it is estimated that there's been a 40% drop in humanitarian aid globally. In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty.
Y'all heard that? Africa must. That's what I'm telling y'all. Africa must. That's what he here for. Africa. Y'all notice that our people don't cry for justice no more? We don't say justice, no peace, peace, and all that other stuff. No justice, no peace. We don't cry for that no more. Because at the end of the day, y'all, we coming back to Yah. We coming back to Yahshua, family. We don't cry for justice no more. Because they always knew we would never get it here. Now, there have been a couple cops that they didn't put in jail. That they say they didn't put in jail. Did they really go to jail? I believe some of them did. But that's still not justice for over 400-500 years of torture and slavery and servitude. So that's why I always knew when I woke up. When I woke up, I said I always knew when I woke up and I read the curses and I read just the scriptures and got understanding. He didn't send us over here to get justice. The Messiah is going to give us justice. There will be no justice here, family. That's what your king is coming for. To relieve you and give you justice. He know what you've been through. He see your tears. He see your plight. He see your fears. Because we all done had those fears when we step out the door. And when a cop get behind you, you kind of straighten up a little bit, especially when I was young. That was that fear that gripped us. The fear of death. Because we didn't understand why we was put here until the time came for him to open our eyes and take the veil off our eyes. Now we see. Now we've been set free. Now we understand the plight. Now we understand that true justice is coming to America. True justice is coming to all our brothers and sisters. Wherever you scattered at, justice is coming for you. Now, there is a little battle going on with a lot of our brothers and sisters that scattered in other places. But my fight is not to come up here and I'm against my brothers and sisters. But FBA got that thing, you know, they only rocking with Black Americans. The Most High didn't not call me to just focus on Black Americans. So I got to be focused on praying for my other brothers and sisters. But because I'm in America, I got to fight with them here. But I still pray for y'all, though. I still pray for y'all. Every day I pray for all 12 tribes of Israel. But we all got to fight in the land in which we born in. And we got to stand together in the land in which we born in. That doesn't mean we're against you because we say we fighting for our people here. Because this is where we've been scattered at. And y'all got to stand together and fight for your people there where you've been scattered at. Our people on the continent of Ham's land, you got to stand together and fight where you've been scattered at. We all have to stand and fight until Yahshua come and really fight. Because we can't just sit idle. We can't just be lazy and do nothing. We still got to look out for each other, fight for each other, make noise, shake the room, let people know we not playing, and the world ain't got it. Black Americans not playing, man. They not playing. All we want to do is be left alone, man. Nobody won't leave us alone, family. It's like it do something to them for us to stay separate to ourselves. It's like we breaking their soul when we say, just leave us alone, man. We don't want to be bothered with y'all. It's like it break their soul when they hear that. We don't want to be bothered with nobody. We just want to, stay within our perimeter. Black Americans, we do our thing here. It's like everybody go crazy. Y'all wrong. This is wrong. You should be out there fighting with us. You got Latinos asking for Black Americans to come into the streets, but they haven't called for J-Lo. They haven't called for Mark Anthony. They haven't called for George Lopez. They haven't called for their Latino celebrities, and I'm talking about the white Latinos. I didn't say Afro Latinos. Them my brothers and sisters right there. I'm talking about J-Lo and them, the European Latinos. Nobody called for the European Latinos to come fight for Latinos, but Latinos calling for Black Americans to come fight for Latinos. Do that make any sense to y'all? Why you ask your people to fight for you? European Latinos? Where J-Lo? Where Mark Anthony? George Lopez? Where they at? But you asking for Black celebrities to come and fight for Latinos. Because y'all just want to use our bodies. And once our body is laying on the ground, you're going to walk over our body. And you're going to see that blood being spilled. And you're going to say, well, at least it wasn't us. At least we got the money. They fought for us. They fought a good fight. I would never in my life die in vain for one of y'all. If anything, if I'm going to go to jail for a righteous cause, it's going to be for one of my brothers and sisters in America, Black Americans, a.k.a. Israelites. If we about to go to jail together, I'm going to smile with the handcuffs on because this is righteous. I'm fighting for my brother and sister. I would never in my life fight for a heathen. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to lose my life for you. You done lost your mind. I would never fight the battle for a heathen. That's your battle, heathen. I ain't fighting for you. And I ain't going to lose my life for you or go to jail for you. I will have a stupid look on my face fight for you going to jail. That ain't going to happen, partner. But I'll go to jail with one of my brothers or my sisters for a righteous cause. I didn't say for anything ignorant. I said for a righteous cause. Because sometimes righteous cause calls for, some things happening to you. To where you might get arrested, might get hit upside the head with a billy club. Hey, it was for righteousness, though. We stood together. We can't do nothing but high five each other on that, right? I ain't dying for no heathen, family. I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna be like that black woman who laid on top of the KKK dude when they was beating him up. And she said, no, stop. And she's sticking her hand up. And she got that look on her face. That woman say to this day, she still get black people that come at her sideways for that picture. Because she jumped on top of a KKK member getting his behind handed to him. And she jumped and said, stop. This is wrong. That wasn't wrong. He got what was coming to him. And that's why Black Americans don't ever get in their way and lose your life for a heathen. Don't ever fight the battle for a heathen. That is not your battle. Let the heathen fight his battles with his people and go call your celebrities to fight the battle with you. But we ain't going to do that. We ain't finna die in vain for you.
Over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas. We're tired of having people extract the most they can from us and in return offer us the very least by way of respect, consideration, and dignity. We're tired of not being represented in ways that reveal the richness and complexity of our history or acknowledge all that we have overcome to arrive here in this liminal space of untold possibilities. Allow me to echo the Indian-American writer Arundhati Roy, who wrote, "Another world is not only possible, she's on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing." I want to add that for the sake of Africa, and quite selfishly for the sake of my 18-year-old daughter, I hope that this new world that is arriving is a place of safety and equality for women and girls. To succeed, we must empower everyone, including women and girls, to reach their full potential. In closing, Madam President, I'd like to congratulate you on your election to preside over this historic 80th General Assembly and on being the 5th woman to hold this distinction. I'd also like to congratulate Her Excellency Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman on being the first woman.
Have he mentioned you one time? Have he mentioned you one time? I'm asking, beloved mighty nation of Israel. Have he mentioned you one time? You don't think they know who you are to say, I'm here on behalf of Black Americans, and I'm also here on behalf of Africa. When have they ever said that, fam? Do y'all not see what they doing? They are using you as a buffer for them to get money to take back to their continent, and they're going to distribute them funds between African nations, and you will never see any funds. This is why the delineation is a must. This is why they stopped calling themselves African Americans. Because now, did y'all know that Africans are mad that we don't call ourselves African Americans no more? Because now they can't leech off the back of African Americans, aka Black Americans. Even though we know in the chat that we Israelites, but the terminology that they always called us was what? African Americans. You come from Africa. They even said that our culture came from them. They even said they fathered us. They birthed us. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't exist. Do you hear this? Even though your father's name is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your father is the Most High Yah, and your king is Yahshua, who made a covenant with your ancestors to bless you, to love you, to protect you, to give you a good land. And they say, no, we birthed you. But I keep asking myself before I close, where is the African culture that is the standard of the world? What is the African culture, which is the motto of the world, that everybody talk about daily, that everybody want to be? Nobody want to be like an African family. Everybody want to be like a Black American. Nobody dressed like an African family. Everybody dressed like a Black American. You are the style. You are the fashion. You are the culture. When I hear people say we don't have no culture, we don't got to just name culture when it comes to food. Our culture is so long, it's not enough room on this live for me to distribute it. Our history is so magnificent, it's not enough time of 365 days to talk about it. You are so magnificent as a people. Even when you step out your door, all eyes are on you daily, every day. You are so great as a people. When you step out your door, when you sit in front of a camera, they see the glow. They see that you are salt of the earth. They see that you are blessed by God. They see this. That's where the envy and jealousy come in at. That's where the disrespect is coming from, because they tired of hearing about your greatness. Every day we got to hear about Black Americans. Every day we got to hear how great they are. Well, it's true. They're great. So what you do, you got to tell us how great you are when we're not even asking about your greatness. Who asked you to tell us about your greatness? Because if you great, it's going to reflect who you are. We're going to just see greatness, and I don't see it. My people don't have to walk out the door and talk about how great they are. Their reflection from the sun, their melanin, their culture, what's embedded in them, their essence, the blessing from Yah, them being the salt of the earth, the spirit of Yah, everything that embodies a Black man and Black woman, which is an Israelite or Black American, FBA, whatever you want to call them. At the end of the day, when they step out the house, they embody culture. You tell me you have a culture, we are the culture. My sister Eve made a song called We Are the Culture. She didn't say we have a culture. We are the culture. We embody the culture. We are the reflection of what culture should look like. Nobody is more compassionate than us. Nobody done fought longer than us. We need a break. We need rest. Don't y'all know I pray that y'all give y'all rest? You've been on your feet for a long time, Black man, Black woman, Israelite man, Israelite woman. You've been on your feet for a long time, and you've been kicking the bucket. You've been working hard. but you don't see the reflection of your hard work. You know why? Because y'all got something stored for you that you cannot even perceive, man. This man is going to give you rest. He going to bless you with your provision that's going to overflow. He going to open up the windows of heaven for you that you're not going to even have enough room to obtain or store all the blessings that he had for Jacob. You don't think they know what's coming to you? You don't think they see that this is spiritual? You don't see that the devil is moving on behalf of other people and through them because they see what's coming. They see the decline and the uprising of you. Everything is declining, but you are coming up. Everything is declining, but you're on the come up. And this is why the world is crashing out, because they never thought that they'll see a day that Black Americans are standing together when they said nobody go on the streets. Even though we're in different states and cities, we all heard that call and we all stayed out the streets at the same time. That was spiritual. That was spiritual, fam. Don't ever wake up and doubt yourself. Hold your head up high, man. You are the sons and daughters of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You was born with this blood running through you. You are a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. You the only people can say we actually know Yah. We actually know Yahshua, and we know Yah through Yahshua, because we never talked to the Father or seen the Father. But Yahshua is the reflection of the Father, so we do see the Father in the reflection of Yahshua, because Yahshua embodied the whole Godhead and the essence of the Father, which is the divine nature of the Father. So all his attributes is in Yahshua, and that's how we see our Father. That spirit is in you, and nobody can take it away from you. Ain't that beautiful? That nobody can take it away from you. It wasn't given to you by them, and that's what they mad for, because everything that was given to you was given to you by a higher source, which is Yah and Yahshua, family. Nobody can take your greatness from you. They can't stop it. They can't, family. So don't be holding your head down and looking all depressed. Once Yah wake you up, walk in boldness. Be courageous. My beloved twin sister August shared the link. Let me go up real quick. Check out this link that my sister shared. I'm here to encourage you, Israel. I told y'all it's easy to be negative towards one another. It don't cost no money to be nasty. I'd rather be positive though. My family will tell you, because I don't want to speak on myself, but if my family was right here on this microphone, I always been a positive person. Even if you my friend and you in my presence and you say, I think this gonna work, I'll stop you and say, no, it's gonna work. And when it do work, man, speak like that. I always been positive. I like to encourage people, man. I like to put my foot in their behind and let that boldness come out and tell them, be bold, you can do it, bro. And they light fire under them and they go do it and say, man, you said I can do it. That's what I'm here for, to encourage Israel, not to diminish Israel, not to be nasty to my people, not to disrespect them, but to encourage them to be bold and courageous. It's easy to be nasty. It's easy to be disrespectful. It don't cost no money to do that. Do that make you feel good when you nasty to your own kind? It don't make me feel good at all. It make me feel stupid and dumb and horrible. I do not want to be like that. That's dumb to me. And you got to look yourself in the mirror and all you do is disrespect your own kind and you think you're doing something great. Boy, you's a goofy. No, you a goofball. No, you goofy. Let me go ahead up here and see what my beloved twin put in the chat. Let me see. Do anybody got any questions before I go? I'm going to share this link that my beloved twin put in the chat. Let's see what this going. Let's see what this talking about. And when I say the word black, I know nobody's black, family. I know nobody's black. But I can't say brown skin because here come the East Indians. Here come the Mexicans. Here come everybody talking about I'm brown too. So I ain't using no we brown. No, I'm going to say black because everybody know what I'm saying when I say black because I'm making a distinction. That's why I say black Americans. I'm making a distinction. Okay, here it go right here, y'all. Oh, thank you, twin. Here it go. Look, my twin just put it in here for y'all. I'm almost done with this book right here. One of the greatest books I ever read in my life is Henry P. Newton book, Revolution Suicide. That book right there is the greatest book I ever read in my life. I see why Black Alpha love Henry P. Newton. I see why he always go free hearing. I see why he do it. That man was so great, so awesome. And what he fought for, that man gotta be saluted, man. What other book I done read that's powerful? I read Henry P. Newton book. I'm reading this book right now. It was another book I put on my thing that y'all need to read. I gotta go back to my thing, but it was 3 books I put up there so far. Dang. I gotta go back, but here y'all go. This the book right here. Y'all see this book? Get this book, man. Oh man, what's the name of that book on my post? It was Henry P. Newton, The Revolution Will Not Be Funded, and there was another book that I put up there. I just can't think of it right now. But let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. I'm about to just see the other book that I put up there. Hold on. Because I know it was 3 books. Okay, let me see. Let me go down. Okay, yeah, The Revolution Will Not Be Funded. Henry P. Newton, Revolutionary Suicide. And I'm trying to see. I know that ain't the only. Oh, that's it, y'all. Black is F. The book is by a brother named Micah Harriet. Black is F History, the unwhitewashed story of America. New York Times bestseller. Micah Harriet. He wrote a book called Black is F. That book was cold, boy. Hey, our ancestors wasn't no joke. Listen to me. Our ancestors wasn't no joke, y'all. I see why they won't let certain history come out, because our ancestors was fighting back. They were some fighters, and they didn't want that spirit to come on you. But guess what? That spirit already came on you. You been fighters. You ain't nothing to play with, Israel. Let me tell y'all something before I go. I gotta say this. The name of the book is called Black is F. So them the 3 books I didn't read. And I'm almost done with this one right here. The Revolution Will Not Be Funded by non-profit organization. So let me say this before I go. Israel, number 1, you ain't no joke. You ain't nothing to play with. Why? I mean, what do you mean, KJ? The Bible said that Israel should be among the Gentiles as a lion in the forest and as a young lion, that if he go through the streets, he would tear in pieces and none can deliver out of his hands. The Bible say you are a terrible people from your youth. The Lord know what you can do, man, if you get your hands on people. That's why he took the spirit off of you and gave us a spirit of fear so his word can be accomplished. He know you not scary. He know the fight that's in you. That's why, what do people say? Man, don't get no Black American angry, bro. Because when we get mad, we go all out with a shebang bang. And I'm telling you, you are a lion in the forest. You can hurt somebody, family. That's why most white men, when they're in your presence, they are afraid. They speak out of fear. Because it's just something about your spirit. Even our sisters got the lioness spirit in them. They not nothing to play with. So the Lord know what you can do. He say you are tearing pieces. None can deliver out of your hand. You think he don't know? If none can deliver out of your hand, and you will run through the streets and tear people in pieces, what you think God know about you? That you can hurt some, family. And that's why he refraining you from hurting these people. See, white folk is only tough in a pack. You tough by yourself. I seen a brother knock out 4 white boys by himself. And this was on video. Now, you know I didn't see this in my presence, because you know I ain't going to let no brother fight white boys, and I'm just standing there. We don't get down like that in Houston, Texas. We used to fight the Mexicans all the time and have riots in school. Mexicans on one side, our people on this side. And we used to have riots with the Mexicans. And all the blacks was fighting with each other, and all the Mexicans was fighting with each other. We played no games when I was coming up, family. And this is when I lived in 5th Ward. Then I moved to the 7th Ward. That's where we had another riot at. We used to always fight the Mexicans. Blacks against them. We never, when I was coming up, yes, we fought each other a little bit and bumped heads. But boy, when it was time to stand together, we put all that to the side and wreaked havoc on them Mexicans. We ran them boys across them train tracks in 5th Ward. But your behind better not go across them train tracks, because they're going to jump your behind. So we stayed from around them train tracks. But boy, when they came across our tracks, boy, we put knots on their head like Martin. The Lord know what's in you, Israel. He know what's in you. We're going to always stand with our brothers when they doing right. Now, I ain't finna be fighting for no ignorance now. But when it's righteous, oh, we stand up together in Houston, Texas, baby. You better believe that. And I can only say this before I go. I grew up in 5th Ward. And anybody will tell you, one of the most dangerous places to live in, especially when I was coming up, was called the Bloody Nickel. That's what they call it, the Bloody Nickel. And it's called Bloody Nickel for a reason. Bun B did an interview one time where I grew up at. And Bun B said, you can't just come out here and do an interview. You can't just be coming out here in 5th Ward just doing interviews. That's how dangerous it is, fam. And I grew up in this environment. And every one of my brothers in this environment was a roaring lion. We all knew how to fight. We all knew how to throw hands, because you had to. You had to have that spirit in you of a lion to grow up in these environments. And a lot of our brothers and sisters, you have this spirit because your environment bred that spirit, because where you come from. And that's why nobody play with you, family. Yeah, they talk that stuff, but nobody play with Black Americans, because they know we'll knock the living soul out of their body. And God know too, and Yahshua. That's why he refraining you from hurting white folk, because they didn't did a lot. If it wasn't for Yah, we would have been demolished these people. Let's keep it real. If it wasn't for Yah refraining you, we'll hurt white folk. And they know it. And we're not just white folk, we'll hurt Africans. We'll just hurt people because of what's been done to us, family. But Yah say, now, you my battle axe. You my weapons of war. At the right time, I'ma unleash you. Y'all just heard what I said, right? At the right time, Yah going to unleash you. And you gonna get you some revenge on these people, man. He say he do his battle axe and weapons of war. What you think he gonna do with you? I say salute to my beloved mighty nation of Israel. That's all I got, family. I just wanted to come up here, speak my piece. Whether we agree sometimes or disagree, at the end of the day, I'm here for my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth, but I'm fighting for Black Americans here. And I'm asking for the fight to be in all my other brothers and sisters where they scattered at, that they stand together and not fight one another and be against one another, but come together in solidarity and stand with your brothers and sisters all across the four corners of the earth until we out of here, family. Endure unto the end, and the same should be said. And your brother K. Judah say salute and many blessings. And I love y'all with the pure heart, family. We out.
Yeah. The waves stood high, the night was cold, feet on the sand, hearts feeling bold, a path of dry where waters flow. Oh, step by step they march through time. Oh, faith in Yeshua, hearts aligned. Oh, Yeshua brought us through the sea. Oh yeah, parted the water, set us free. With his power, with his might, turn the dark into light. Egypt's chariots chasing fast, chains of the past they couldn't outlast. Freedom ahead, no looking back. Lifted hands to the open sky. A miracle where the ocean lies. You brought us through the sea. Oh yeah, parted the water, set us free. With his power, with his might, turn the dark into light. Well, the dark into light. Oh yeah. Well, the dark into it.
Hey, shout out to my beloved sister Didi for this powerful video that I'm about to play. And I got you, my sister. I'm finna put the other two books in there. But big salute to my beloved sister Didi, my awesome sister Didi, for this video that she made for her brother KJ. Salute, family.
Yeah. Sweeping through the lies like a storm in the night. Truth the lighthouse, shining so bright. They twist the words, they bend the page, but the wisdom of ages can't be caged. You can't fake the fire, it burns too real. Every verse, every line, it's the sword we wield. K. Judah be cleaning up, false doctrines crumble, breaking up. Truth stands tall, it don't need love. K. Judah be cleaning up, cleaning up. They build their towers on sinking sand, but the rock won't move. It's where I stand. Whisper lies fall like broken glass. The word is eternal, it's built to last. The dust will settle, the fog will clear. Every falsehood fades when truth appears. We ain't bowing down, the counterfeit, the book don't lie. And that's the grid. K. Judah be cleaning up, false doctrines crumble, breaking up. Truth stands tall, it don't need love. K. Judah be cleaning up, yeah, cleaning up.
Ain't Didi cold, y'all? Man, boy, Didi cold, bro. Hey, I'm telling y'all, Didi cold, man. I said, bro, my sister cold, man. Hey, Thank y'all for coming to this sword swinging session with your brother KJ, man. And y'all make sure to go check out Sister Eve's channel. Another cold sister, man. Her content is magnificent. Check out Sister Eve. The Eve way speaks truth. Also check out Elder Bro Tim, my certified elder in his truth, man. And the beloved Elder Beryl Wack, the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. And shout out to all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat, man. The mighty nation of Israel. A lot of y'all don't know that August Dreams is my twin sister. And I want to salute my twin for always looking out for me in the chat box. So salute to my twin sister, August Dreams. And every time I end the show, I end it with my beloved twin sister, August Dreams. So here we go. In the words of my beloved twin sister, August Dreams. Thank y'all for coming to the Lion's Den with your brother K. Judah, the CUC family. Shout out to my brother Sharsham. Big salute to Elder Beryl Wack, the Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology. Big salute to Elder Bro Tim, my beloved elder, certified teacher in his truth. And all my beloved brothers and sisters in the chat, the mighty nation of Israel. Let's get it. And your brother K. Judah, Mr. Michael Jackson bad with the scriptures want to say, because Ark asleep right now. And she not going to be harassing me right now. So Mr. Michael Jackson bad with the scriptures want to say. Let me hurry up and go for Ark come. Shalom family. Love y'all with the prayer heart. Salute. Here she come.